Hello, good afternoon to you all. We're here today in Dinan, which is a beautiful Belgian city on the rivers of the Meuse with Mrs. Janet van der Steen. Mrs. van der Steen is the owner of Chateau, which is one of the existing Belgian wineries in Wallonia, and she has recently planted again 15 new hectares of different grape sorts. And I will ask some questions to Mrs. van der Steen. Maybe a first question to ask is, can you tell us something about the history of your wine estate of Chateau Bonbaron?
Yes, we arrived here in the year 2000 in the beautiful Wallonia. And we had immediately the idea to plant a little vineyard to present to our future customers our proper wine. And we started immediately with 8 different varieties. And this is because we had an education on the Academy of Gastronomy in Holland, and there we find out that the wine and dine, that for every plate you need another wine, or for every wine you need another plate. So we started to study something more, because we knew already very well about wine, but something more about viticulture and about making wine itself. And then we did make the choice of our varieties, and we planted in 2003, which gave us a little wine already in 2005 and 2006 and 2007. And so we started to give away some bottles and to sell some bottles here in the area. And then there was somebody who bring a bottle to a restaurant, and the cuisinier, he was very happy to work with the wine in his restaurant. So this gives us the idea to agrandir every year a little bit.
And I would say, is this a particular climate on the banks of the Meuse here?
Yes, the longer I live here, the longer I work in the vineyard, the more I appreciate the existence of this river Meuse. Because the river Meuse, it works like a climatizer. It is when it's cold, when you have the frost in the winter time, but also in springtime. It absorbs the cold and it takes away the cold. So we never have here the frost in our vineyard. But also in the river, it has also a current of air, which it is never the air never stays still around a river. So this means that the vineyard, it dries up more quickly. And what is also the luminosity of the river, it's enormous. The sun, it's the source of energy, but it needs a receptor to make the reflection. And with the river, with water, it has a big reflection, and that gives a very good advantage for the maturity of the grapes.
And do you need here in Belgium to have special grape sorts to be more resistant or to be more fruitful?
There are some more resistant grape varieties. It is since the last 40 years they do the investigation in Germany, but we from Chateau Bonbaron, we have chosen the original Vitis vinifera grape varieties. But this means that to work environmental friendly, we have to do a lot of work. For instance, just during or after the floraison, we take away all the leaves to expose to the sun, but also to give the wind more space to pass through, to dry quickly. Yeah. So we have to do a lot more work manually. You see here an equipe with people who take away all the herbs by hand, manually. We do not use herbicides, we do not use insecticides. We are looking for a biological balance in our vineyards.
And do you use a tractor or do you use a horse?
No, we use a tractor here, but we try to work with the tractor as less as possible. And every year we work with the tractor only in one row, and the other row we leave it open.
And how have you been, it was a very ambitious project when starting here in Belgium, in a region where the vineyards have been neglected for years and years and years. When you decided to start, have you been welcomed here? Did they help you to, to set up your project?
No, this is because a lot of people in the beginning when we started, it was quite new. There were not a lot, also in Flanders, but also in Wallonia, there were not a lot of winemakers. So in the beginning, a lot of people, they really thought that making wine in Belgium is not possible. If I was, the first times when I was on the exhibitions to present my wine, and I asked, would you like to taste the Belgian wine? And they, without tasting, they said, "Oh no, I wouldn't like it." And I said, "You don't know if you don't try it." And I have been to many climate conferences, and maybe a lot of people still think that climate conference of climate change, it's a sage. But it is really there. They noticed it in Italy. They noticed it in the south of France. They noticed it in United Kingdom. United Kingdom. They are on the same latitude as we are, and they are planting thousands and thousands of hectares in the United Kingdom. Yeah.